picking the lock, coming through the door blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask?
Nothing means nothing. What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in. But the cream rise to the top, oh yeah. My true madness, yes, got more through.
Welcome to the season premiere of Legends Vanity Project. I come from a long line of cop haters, a well-known crime perpetrator turned frontline demonstrator. Not only am I no fan of police, but I'm also very fond of my black brother. I've always been a big fan of the culture, and I tend to trust black folks more than I do other groups. Is that racist? I don't know, but I damn sure can't trust my own kind nowadays. Some of these gusanos can't wait for Latinos to be considered white, while using the N-word more than Chris Rock in the 90s. I can't say I fully understand the black struggle, but I've seen a lot of it as a poor chavala that is no stranger to our racist justice system.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
I realized pretty quick that even I had a bit more privilege in some ways, especially when it came to the police. I remember smoking a blunt with one of my homies. He was black. I had about 8 rocks in my pocket when 2 cops surprised us out of nowhere. We both ran, and they both chased after him after we split up. I would have been a lot easier to catch. My homie Courtney, he played high school football. He was a really good kid. Meanwhile, I was a high school dropout selling hard. Hard is crack cocaine for those that. But anyway, they didn't catch him. God doesn't like racism. Yes, both cops were white. Just like your neighborhood perverts, most cops are white, especially 20 years ago. Police have always had it out for black folks, and I didn't need to see the stats to tell me that. I've been in jails all over North Texas. I've seen it for myself. Shit, I still see it on my way to work almost every day. Police are not only more likely to pull you over if you're black.
They literally riddled him with bullets for a traffic stop. They continued shooting even as his body lay lifeless on the ground, and then they handcuffed his dead body.
The George Floyd uprising woke up a bunch of people to the crimes of the police. Crimes that without our camera phones will go totally unnoticed. There have been thousands of black men killed by the police. Some they shot, some they beat to death, choked to death, tased to death, and some come out the paddy wagon with a broken Kirk. It happens to white people too, but it depends. If you're church, you might get Burger King and still be alive today to receive fan mail from Stephen Miller. Conservatives will never forget 2020, mostly because their big beautiful boy lost to a fucking corpse. They can't shut up about Hugo Chavez controlling the voting machines from beyond the grave, like a true comrade would. Salute, my guy.
Ayer estuvo el diablo aquí. En este mismo lugar huele a azufre todavía. El señor presidente de los Estados Unidos, a quien yo llamo el diablo.
The more normal Republicans like to blame the protests that summer, who were peaceful until the cops came and made it unpeaceful.
We've been fired at with rubber bullets. My cameraman has been hit. We've also seen tear gas being used. Here we go, they're moving through again. This is exactly what it looks like. Exactly what it looks like. We're just staying safely.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh. Amelia, can you hear us?
Amelia, are you okay? Or your cameraman?
North of Lafayette Square, which is just north of the White House. So essentially, these police you see right here, and they're advancing again. And now they're.
Gosh.
See what's
That's
going on now.
member of the press.
Now there's just a lot of violence erupting.
They act like Minneapolis, Seattle, and Atlanta no longer exist. Sure, a police station was burned down, which was nice. Target was looted, which who gives a shit. But that non-stop footage of a burning Wendy's terrified Fox News viewers. They acted like Dave Thomas himself was trapped in the flames. The police did most of the killing that summer. One of our comrades took out a fascist. and was executed in cold blood by the U.S. government soon after this interview right here.
You feel that it was totally justified?
Totally justified. Had I not acted, I am confident that my friend and I'm sure I would have been killed, because I wasn't going to stand there and let something happen. What they've done is they're trying to make it look like we're all terrorists, and they're trying to make me look like a murderer.
He might have been a little radical, but who isn't a little radical nowadays, you know?
Tom Tillis and ask him why he thinks it's okay for him to take money from this nation and it over. Why does he think that he can tell his employers to go themselves every goddamn day, all day long, and sell his goddamn nation out and his employers over? Don't he know that his employers can take a axe handle and cave his head in?
If I didn't have a broken back in Southern California, I would spend the rest of my life in federal prison for a chance to cut your throat.
Whoa. A bunch of people had just seen a man get the life squeezed out of him, and they took to the streets. Not me. I still haven't seen the entire video. I didn't have to. I already knew what many cops were about. Some of these fucks are animals.
He's an animal! An animal! An animal!
Them so-called riots weren't that bad. The truth is that many of these folks live way too comfortable to put up the fight necessary for some actual change. And because of that, this country got off easy. This crazy white boy right here got off pretty easy too. It could have been a rap for him that night.
Look at
your stupid ass, yeah. He might still be around today, but let's face it, unless he got some actual help, other than the help we gave him that night, he probably already took himself off the census, and so, R.I.P. Bozo. Trump said we killed him.
Have been savagely beaten, like the young man in Dallas, Texas, who was left dying on the street.
Dallas police tell us they have not made any arrests in that attack, and at last check, the victim was stable.
It could have been worse. He could have had a rifle and mowed us down, and he would have been celebrated like Daniel Penny, who choked out a starving man who was having a mental episode. And now he has a job working for some crypto pervert. Even Kyle Rittenhouse, who might have that Webster disease, he was able to find love and got married to a flyover town exotic dancer. Anyways, homie came at us wielding a machete. What were we supposed to do? Wait for the police? Other than that beatdown we gave him, homie never suffered any consequences for trying to be William Wallace out there. It's easy for a white man to get away with murder in Texas, if your victim's not white.
Teenager in 2014 is a free man. In Wood County Court this afternoon, Jason Walters was found not guilty of murder and manslaughter. During the trial, Walters' attorneys admitted that Walters shot 18-year-old Christopher Griffin outside the Easy Mart in Mineola in 2014, but claimed the shooting was in self-defense.
I used to work with that hog. He threatened to get my co-workers deported, and I couldn't stay quiet. Then I got demoted. These mediocre white men come back from killing innocent people overseas and fell upward into a manager job somewhere. This hog murdered a black teenager and got away with it. In Crackton, Texas, or wherever shithole town he lives in, there was no chance of getting justice for him taking a young life just because he was either enraged or frightened by the color of his skin. Rest in peace, young man. Jason is gonna burn in hell one day. Hopefully sooner than later. We still have many hogs like Jason trolling the streets of Dallas while living 40 miles away, having clan meetups at their ranch in Wise Settlement, Texas. Again, hashtag, not all pigs. Just the white ones under 5'10". The police never got defunded. The system hasn't changed. Democrats rolled the BLM movement to victory in 2020 and didn't change a damn thing. Folks are still getting shot and locked up for being poor. Trump is now terrorizing immigrants and using random crimes to manufacture consent for putting soldiers in the streets. Then he goes and pardons whoever has enough money to pay for it. The problem is deeper than Trump. Fascism will always keep making a comeback, usually funded by wealthy capitalists. just to keep folks distracted while these powerful demons rob us and probably go brag about it on TV.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad. Just, he's a financial. I've always been.
Speaking of demons, RIP to Charlie Kirk, who got popped for talking shit by a gay Mormon. He kept talking down on people in whom many cases have nothing to lose. Their love and identity keeps being attacked by folks who probably make a living doing it.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk.
I have no beef with Christianity, but the people in power have used the Bible to control the masses for centuries. And many Republicans just use it to repress their homosexual tendencies.
I may have the genetic coding that I'm inclined to be an alcoholic, but I have the desire not to do that. And I look at the homosexual issue as the same way.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay.
I didn't want Charlie to die, despite what I said in my last video. I do not want to have a beer with Charlie Kirk. I want to have a fight to the death. That line was more about the young Turks being friendly with Christian nationalism. If I had a choice of whose picture I wanted in front of a white tee, Charlie wouldn't even be in the top 100,000. White Charlie's goofy ass, when there's
no reason for the violence.
And Laura Loomer out there with a face that can give a serial killer nightmares. Charlie has had
Fucking pronouns!
been a punching bag for leftist creators for many years. It wasn't hard. With takes like him fearing having a black pilot.
Crime like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Or wanting a 10-year-old to have their this baby.
You had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped. Would you want her to go through that and carry her rapist baby?
That's awfully graphic. The series, yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
I feel bad for his kid. I'm sure she thought her dad was a great guy, but he wasn't. Charlie loved seeing immigrants getting deported.
President Donald Trump, and this will affect everybody in this room regardless of age, it is time for the largest deportation effort this country has ever seen.
Black folks getting killed by the police.
The crews are out here removing this 2-block-long mural of Black Lives Matter Plaza out here in the streets of Washington, D.C. Make America great again, getting rid of BLM Plaza.
Black women getting fired for being black women.
We know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
Charlie loved all these things, especially the anti-black stuff. That was the shit.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right? Once a week we talk about why the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
His editors did a great job making him look like he was destroying these young college students. Even if the things he said were complete lies, sometimes using Nazi sympathizers as sources. The organization Charlie ran had crazy amounts of funding from billionaires like Bill Montgomery, who died from COVID despite not believing in it.
God did that. I believe that too.
Turning Post was supposed to attract the youth to the Republican Party with traditional family values, like making women stay home and give birth to more white Christian babies. You couldn't watch YouTube or a TikTok video without seeing one of their shitty ads. They are fighting a culture war that they can't win, despite unlimited funds. But it can be enough when paired up with Donald Trump's charisma, just to keep the religious folks voting against their own best interests. But my boy Trump is not looking too well. And I don't think J.D. Vance has the riz, as the kids would say, to make some of these hogs show up and vote. The Republicans do have Tucker Carlson, whose white power levels of racism make up for him wearing a bow tie for half his career. He is now one of the most outspoken anti-Zionist figures on the right, who like to focus mostly on the Jews killing Christians part of the genocide, which is true.
Morning and decide that your Christian faith requires you to support a foreign government blowing up churches and killing Christians, I think you've lost the thread.
Tucker, Candace Owens, and a bunch of other grifters don't want to see a free Palestine from the river to the sea. These folks don't stand for shit, except making money off of bigotry.
I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. Shelby Steele said that the Black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society.
They destroy the city, they put this cop in prison for the rest of his life. We all have to pretend he committed murder, which he didn't.
I would never forget the shit they said about George Floyd. How can folks that are so anti-Black be so pro-Arab? They're not. They're white supremacists. Yes, even our scandalous beautiful Black queen is a white supremacist.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people.
Eventually, they will try to take their anti-Zionist followers straight to the Republican Party to deport some more Mexicans.
How about we get rid of all the Mexicans?
Tucker will make all the promises to poor and old white voters that Trump made. And of course, he's never going to follow through on any of those. Except deporting abuelitas and some of the best tradesmen this country has to offer. They mean that mass deportation shit.
How many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
I hate to see these hogs crying about gun violence in a city that they are too afraid to visit. It's not that bad here. I mean, gun violence is the problem. Guns have been extremely easy to get and made even easier by these hogs.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Oops, that didn't age well. You see, back in my days, you had to do some crazy shit to get a gun. Like driving a stolen F-150 through a gun store in Oklahoma. Now you can just order them online with grandma's credit card. Shit that only the most psychotic Magic the Gathering enthusiasts could do back in the early 2000s. Now every bitch boy that is too afraid of hogs loves packing a pistol and can't wait to use it. And while it's perfectly legal to carry a gun in most states, you can still get shot by police. I mean, if you're Black, just telling the cops that you have a permit to carry can get you shot. And the NRA won't do a damn thing about it. R.I.P. to Philando Castile. One of the many innocent Black folks who are no longer here because of these cowards. Cops are so afraid that sometimes they shoot their own canines. R.I.P. to those doggy pigs. It's not their fault that cops are too fat and cowardly to chase these criminals themselves. Cops can't even trust their own wives. That's what the majority end up divorced with domestic violence allegations. An acorn can make one of these motherfuckers empty the clip on their own squad car. In his defense, he had a Black man handcuffed in the back of that car. He was afraid for his life. Now, if you look like Kenny Rogers, you can get away with murder in many circumstances. Folks that look like this love to claim self-defense and justifiable homicide, things that don't work as well for us minorities. These oinkers fantasize about being able to kill a Black person. That's why nothing will go more viral than a Black man Kirk a white woman. They watch those videos on repeat and daydream about being heroes. Some of these hogs will always be racist and bigoted because of inbreeding or lead poisoning or delusions of being the master race. These folks will vote to cut their own Medicare that keeps them alive just because Black folks or immigrants might also benefit from it. Minorities are the reason why these folks don't like to visit the city. Well, maybe for a ball game or if Trump is in town. Because Trump is not stepping one swollen foot in Wood County, Texas. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. Fight for the gospel. And we honor his name. Conservatives want to make Charlie Kirk their George Floyd. But George Floyd was a victim of his circumstances. While Charlie has fought since he was a teenager to worsen circumstances for people like George Floyd, Charlie was all about punching down. He was a fascist. That's why I couldn't feel bad about what happened. And because
empathy is a made up new age term that does a lot of damage.
I don't like what happened to Charlie Kirk, but I understand why it happened. The anger that his alleged killer felt came from the love that he has for his partner. People like Charlie attack queer folks in an attempt to make them go back in the closet, like Benny Johnston. Folks can only put up with so much repression before pushing back. That's it. It happened during the George Floyd uprising. It happened during October 7th. It happened to Charlie, and I don't have a problem with any of it. The oppressed have to fight back.
What do you think we're going to do? Ask?
Well, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Or if you want to see me, you can catch me, mostly peaceful, packing a pistol in the streets of Dallas.